let's get you an unfortunate news that is coming across of a man who's been electrocuted to death in Bengaluru, and he has died because of the negligence of BESCOM, where a case that has now been registered. And the deceased who's been identified as a 22-year-old daily wager Kishore, who was electrocuted to death in Sanjay Nagar main road last night when he came in contact with the live wire that was left on the footpath, and he stumbled on it and he died. He was rushed to a hospital, but thereafter he couldn't be revived. This is a shocker that has now been reported from Bengaluru itself, where there is negligence on part of BESCOM, where it has taken a life of a man who was electrocuted on a pavement.
All right, let me also now go across to Deepak joining us on this broadcast. And Deepak, an absolute shocker being reported from Bengaluru. This is a clear civic apathy and allegations being raised of negligence on the authorities.
Yes, definitely a lot of thinking to do for, civic agencies, because in the past as well, incidents like this have come to the fore where, work has not been completed after roads have been dug up. In this particular case, what we've been informed is that this wire was of a telecom company, and the man who stepped on it was electrocuted. As of now, the BESCOM as well is facing the heat, because the victim's family here has registered a complaint against BESCOM and this, the company which carried out this work. But of course, most of it goes through the BESCOM in itself. Now, more importantly, when a work is carried out, to not put any sort of indications that that area could be hazardous to the people walking on that particular way. Now, this is something that's protocol and priority, and more often than not, we don't see that happening. And here we've seen another person who's fallen prey to, the shoddy work done by, the officials.
But exactly a live wire there, Tanveer Ahmed, who's with us on the phone line, because a man who has lost his life, I mean, there was a live wire on the pavement. He was just walking. He's a daily wage earner, and he couldn't be revived.
Bangalore gives 1,56,000 crores to the state and central government, but the leaders across the parties have really made Bangalore as a milking cow. Whenever there is rain, water gets clogged, potholes, people die. This is definitely not an accidental death. This is absolutely murder. This is killing. The lethargy of the officers, and especially by the Bangalore in charge minister, especially that is the Honorable Chief Minister himself.
Yes.
They have really not taken any measures to solve the problem of water clogging, potholes, and also, live wires. This is really a sad state of position here in Bangalore. Bangalore, which is an IT capital of this country, if at all you say that live wires are hanging and people, it is, and this is absolutely unpardonable. And whatever party it is, the Chief Minister of Karnataka definitely need to. He's a poor daily wage worker coming from Kolar, trying to earn food for his children. He can't be killed like this.
All right, Mr. Tanveer Ahmed, thank you for that. Let me also now go across to Mr. R. Rajagopalan on this broadcast. Mr. Rajagopalan, absolute shocker being reported in Bengaluru. This was a daily wage earner who was walking on a footpath. He gets electrocuted and then he dies.
Very shocking statement. I disagree with Tanveer Ahmed. During the Kumaraswamy regime, Devagowda regime also, such death has taken place, but whatever that death is a very sad event. The poor laborer should not have been killed like this, and civic authorities should take cognizance of it. And moreover, the Municipal Corporation Commissioner of Bengaluru should be taken to task, and the contractor should also be taken to task. Why should they have that manhole open? So these are all certain things, and rainy day is a natural calamity. It is happening in Bombay, it is happening in West Bengal, it is happening in every place. But civic authorities should be very careful. Do not politicize Mr. Tanveer Ahmed. You cannot make this as a JDS versus BJP. It's a death. It's a very cruel one. Sad event in Bangalore.
Right. Mr. Rajagopalan, sir, thank you very much for joining in. Deepak, a quick question to you first, because now we are looking at a case of negligence that has now been taken up in a complaint that has been filed.
Well, yes. Now we'll really have to see whether any action will be initiated against these contractors or any of the workers who carried out this particular work, because that will be crucial to set an example that such an incident does not occur again. But we've seen, time and again, work that's been carried out, but then we've not seen, any sort of barricading around the area where work is incomplete, leading to such instances. We've seen the BBMP come under the scan in the past. This time, the BESCOM really taking fire and our complaint being registered. As the cops investigate, we'll really have to see how many skeletons really tumble out of the closet this time.
All right, continue to be with us, Deepak. Even as a clear violation and negligence that is now being reported. Let me also now go across to Brinda Adige joining us on this broadcast. Brinda Adige, your response to this absolute shocker of an incident. A civic apathy being reported of a man who's a daily wage earner. He gets electrocuted while he's walking on a road.
Absolutely horrendous. I don't even know what his family is going through just now. But what we need to discuss just now is the impunity of the state agencies that talk about public-private partnership but support only the private entity and nothing to do to the citizens. We don't even have a law where we can pull up these people, whether it is the BWSSB, the BBMP or the BESCOM. None of them ever get pulled up. Not a single official till date has been penalized or punished, and so there is no fear that law is going to catch up with them. Citizens like to keep going like this. Who is going to pull these people up?
No, that's the point there. Where exactly does the taxpayers' money go? Brinda Adige, thank you very much for joining in. Ali, I believe a caller is also with us on the broadcast from Pune. Ali, what do you have to say?
Hi, thank you for having me on the show. I would like to tell the government of Karnataka, focus on civic work. Leave the religion to the people of this country. It's a personal issue. The hijab or whatever you're going through now, the Bible. Focus on your work.
Right, because we are looking at the civic apathy that has been reported now in Karnataka, and this is the IT capital, right, Ali? Because this is being reported, such kind of cases where we have seen deaths happening because of bad roads and potholes there, rather infamous when it comes to Bangalore traffic. But this is negligence, a clear case that has also been booked as far as a complaint that has been registered. Ali, thank you very much for your point of view. Deepak, back to you on that, because what is the family now alleging, and will there be any responsibility or accountability with someone who will be held as far as BESCOM is concerned?
Well, we should understand that this is a daily wage earners family, and of course they are right now heartbroken with what has happened. At this point in time, they're not, of course, making too many comments, but of course, based on their version and their statement, a complaint has been taken up right now. Like I mentioned, first they'll have to look into who are the contractors who took this up, and who are the officials of the BBMP, who these contractors, BESCOM, I beg your pardon, who these contractors report to, and if there's another agency that's involved, because what we are also told at this point in time is that there was another telecom company, or an internet provider rather, which was actually involved in this particular work as well. So various people could be made party to this particular case once the police begin investigations.